You ever realize how exhausted you feel when you're not doing the things that you're supposed to be doing? It's a bit weird because procrastination never really feels relaxing. It constantly actually feels draining. There's a reason for this. There's something called the Zeigarnik effect, and it was founded by a psychologist in the 1920s who realized that waiters knew how to remember orders that were unpaid significantly more than they remembered the paid orders. As a matter of fact, the second an order was paid or a tab was paid, the details of the order were just gone. And what's happening is that the mind is prioritizing what it considers open loops. Anything that's considered unfinished business is very draining and taxing on the mind. And sometimes that's a good thing because that's what keeps us alive. As a species, it's a survival mechanism. If something is uncertain, then we are vigilant about it. But the problem is when we know deep down there's a bunch of tasks we need to do, like clothes we need to donate, or a conversation that's really difficult that we know we've been avoiding, then it stays as an open loop in our mind. And even if we're not doing it, and because we're not doing it, it becomes really draining. And that's why deep down, you know those drawers need to be cleaned, the car needs to be cleaned, you have a to-do list you haven't even written down, and that's where the solution begins. You need to begin writing down the open loops in your life. And once you write them down, then you can pick either the easiest one or the scariest one, and you begin closing the loops. And what's weird is that even though closing the loops takes work, and you have to actually open the closet and donate the clothes, and you have to take your car to the car wash, and you have to finally get that oil change, it starts to feel actually very energizing. Whereas procrastination actually feels very draining. You never feel better after avoiding a list of to-dos, right? You always feel more tired for some reason. And that's because the mind, even though you don't consciously realize it, has subconsciously been keeping track of all that uncertainty. It's trying to figure out, when am I going to get the time to do it? And how do I do it? And who do I ask for help? And all of those are subconsciously happening in the back of your mind. And that's what makes you feel so tired. But we all know how rushed you feel with dopamine when you actually start knocking things off your to-do list, right? You actually start feeling really accomplished. You start feeling really proud. You start feeling energetic, and the momentum builds and you start accomplishing other things in your life. So begin closing loops. Step one is to write down all the open loops, pick the easiest or the scariest one, and begin closing that loop so that you can move on and your subconscious doesn't have to carry that weight anymore. I promise you will feel 10 times more energized if you actually start treating your to-do list like things to do rather than things to avoid.